Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is beginning of the month for the month of May tarot oracle reading. And Aries, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Aries, we all do have a little bit of Aries in us. If you do have your birth chart, which house is Aries in? That would be where this information is most likely to be prominent for you. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That could give you further clarity as to the situation now. We're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is talking about getting what you wish for, and 10 cups is the most cups that you can have in the tarot. And cups in tarot represent quite often romantic love. Sometimes it can be love of family members, friends, associates with your pets, etc. But a lot of the time it does represent also what you love to be or love to do. So this is all of the above. Now this person it looks like this could possibly represent a public figure. So you might be a public figure or have a platform on social media of some sort. Or you could have your occupation could involve being in the public, that type of energy. This person looks like they're sitting on a stage, and these cups are either behind them, above them, or in front of them. So depending on the past, the present, or the future, you would know, so this is not necessarily already happening. And it's also talking about needing to be focused on your goal so that you can get to where you want to go. And this is talking about the body language, I feel, of this individual. The way the feet are turned out like this, it's in body language that represents leaking energy from your masculine and your feminine side. But his arms and the upper body are in an infinity symbol basically here. Infinity symbols represent infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. And so this individual needs to maintain their focus to be able to get to have the Nine of Cups come through for them. And then we have, that's the underlying energy for the entire reading. So that's awesome. This is saying you're highly favored, but you need to stay in the race. Many a race is lost in the last lap. So keep your focus on your goal. And then we have, and this would be why. So the internal forces, this is talking about you've been sabotaged, or it can talk about self-sabotage. This person has 10 swords and this is talking about being backstabbed and left for unalive. So this isn't playing around energy. This is talking, we'll get into it. First, I'll explain what the swords represent in tarot. It's the element of air, and it's talking about your mental intelligence, discipline of your mind, that type of energy. So your thoughts. And your thoughts are expressed through words, whether those be written or otherwise, and sometimes through your actions and, through your actions for sure, but also from, it could be, through art or dance, those kinds of expressions. But mainly we're talking here about your thoughts. And so this person is down on the ground and they've got 10 swords in them, which represents backstabbing energy. And sometimes this could represent that this has been going on for like a decade and or more. And it also can represent like one person annually, I guess, doing this. Usually if it comes up with annually, we've got a lot of coin here. It might be some sort of sabotage on the financial end, that someone like a trust fund or an inheritance or something like that pays out on an annual basis. Also, this energy could talk about let's see what else. First, the 10. This could be one person 10 times annually. This could be 10 different people or even 10 groups of people. But you notice here, this person has the hand in the figure of a blessing. And this is also what the Hierophant, who's responsible for bringing justice to earth, he has his right hand in the form of a blessing also. So this card actually indicates that there's light at the end of the tunnel. There's dark here, but the sun is either setting or rising depending on your situation. But what it's saying is that the cycle is coming to an end and that a new cycle is beginning. Hooray for that. And sometimes these internal forces, because this is in the internal forces, this could represent self-sabotage and also depression, that type of energy. Coming from the inner, your inner forces. So I call that the what ifs, and that's, you can tell it's coming from an inner force when you're asking, what if this happens? If I do this, what if they do that? What if I do this? What if this happens? What if that happens? This is the what ifs, or the woulda, shoulda, couldas of life, and those are coming from internal forces. All right, so that's the underlying energy for this bottom spread. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is your self-image, how you see yourself. So you see yourself as being worthy of a reward from the universe and from God to receive this pentacle. And this isn't like a small pentacle. This is a reward for staying on your destined path. So if you've been on your destined path and this is called the path of glory here. This is a reward from the divine coming through for you. The aces always represent new energy coming in. And Aries, like, you have a lot of new energy coming in. In the last while, you had a lot of planets in your house at one time. Some of them have moved around a little bit since then, but some of the more longer sitting ones are like Neptune and Saturn. Neptune will be in your house for 14 years. And Saturn for about 2.5 to 3. So this energy is, these are big planets with a lot of pull. Neptune is about your idealism, and Saturn is about the energy of, responsibility and, the deeper parts of yourself. And this energy with this card here also, I feel like this is talking about your self-worth. How do you feel about your self-worth? So you may have your eye on someone because the Page of Cups represents someone who's interested in romantic love generally. And so the pages would work for the king and the queen, and they would deliver messages, within the palace walls. They would be very young when they started work, around 7 to 14, depending on their maturity. You have to remember that back in those days, the life expectancy was about half of what it is now. So the energy, the people worked sooner. And then, so this energy is talking about a cup of love, and this card generally does represent romantic love. The pages would always be male in the old days, but this could represent a female in her masculine energy, and it represents some sort of communication coming in regarding love. This page has his focus totally on this fish in this cup, and he's very focused on it. And this is saying he understands there's plenty of fish in the sea, but he has his focus on this fish. So because this is in an internal force, it looks like you maybe have a focus on someone that you would like to maybe ask out. And this energy, in the old days, it would always be in person, but we have so many forms of communication now. This could be a phone call, a text message, maybe a letter or a card coming in the mail, an invitation to go somewhere, that type of energy, or to go on a date. Online dating for sure. It could represent something coming in the mail. Did I say that? An email. Maybe you're on social media and someone messages you. And also you could be invited to an event on social media and you attend, and then you bump into someone, and lo and behold, it's someone that you want to ask out. Also, it's a really good idea when it comes to communication to pay attention to what's happening at the top of the pyramid. In the news, I know can be painful to watch the news these days in particular, but what you want to do is make sure that you have an idea of what's going on in the world at the top, because for sure that trickle-down effect affects everybody, as above, so below. All right, and then we have this energy here of the 10 of Pentacles. So Pentacles in Tarot represent health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. This is talking about, the coin is here because, of course, money really matters in the third dimensional world. Having said that, you could have all the money in the world and still not be where you want to be in your lifestyle. So this is talking about having the lifestyle as well as the coin. So it's raining money, the golden buzzer of Pentacles. And this is, you have the partner that you want to be with, that you love and they love you, and you have the home where you want to be, in the neighborhood you want to be, in the city that you want to be in. You have the 2.5 children and the 2 pets here. And you also have time to stop and chat with the neighbors. And so it's that kind of energy where, you have a relaxed lifestyle in an affluent energy. And also, so this is about your abundance. So maybe the one thing you're missing, because we have 9 cups here, maybe you love all of this, but you don't have that special someone, and that's what you're focused on now. And this energy, the 10 of Pentacles sometimes can represent like a windfall coming in unexpectedly. It can be like if you're involved in legal matters or court matters, it could mean that something's coming through, inheritances, unexpected sources, winning the lottery possibly, although the chances of that are about the same as being hit by lightning. All right, so then we have the 3 of Cups. And the 3 of Cups energy, as I'm doing this reading, what is it? We're about 3 days away right now from the full moon. And so the full moon energy, we can generally feel that about 3 days before and 3 days after. And the full moon is in the sign of Scorpio. And if you want to learn more about that, you can go to my playlist of new moon, full moon, and I did a reading for each sign. This moon, the last moon that we had on May 1st was Scorpio, and on the 17th of April we had a new moon, and that one was. That new moon also has an effect, I feel, on this reading, because we move from Pisces into Aries. And so Aries and Pisces are both highly affected by that. And Neptune has moved into the sign of Aries. That was around the same time, like around the end of February, the beginning of March. And you can take a look at for astrological readings, I do have the beginning, the middle, and the end of the month, basically broken up into about 10-day cycles. And that new moon energy, because the moon moved out of Pisces into Aries, into your sign, it's significant for you because it was joining a lot of other planets that had just recently been there or are still there. Neptune being one of them, and Neptune and Saturn rule Pisces energy, and the moon moved out of Pisces into your sign Aries, and Neptune also moved into your sign for 14 years, and Neptune is about idealism. So, like, how do you approach relationships to money, to people, to business people, family? It's basically, the Pisces energy was a lot more dreamy and a little bit more forgiving, whereas the Aries energy, if you think about a newborn infant, you're the first sign of the zodiac. And a newborn infant, as helpless as they appear to be, if you've ever had one, you'll notice that they tend to change everyone's schedule. And they rule over the house. And the glyph for your sign is actually the ram. And this energy can be very rammy. Babies come in head first. And so this is talking about And you probably were feeling that new moon energy more than a lot of people, as well as Pisces was. And Saturn also moved into your sign, and that rules the Pisces energy also. So whatever sign is across, with the moon energy like that, moving from one sign into another, that was literally like not just from Pisces to Aries. Pisces is the very last sign of the zodiac, the senior executive. So this energy is basically totally opposite of the Aries energy. So a lot of people really felt that new moon, and because at the same time it joined 6 other planets that were in your sign. It was quite it packed quite a bit of a wallop, especially for you and Pisces. Now we have the Scorpio moon that was that we just had, and now we're going into that was the full moon coming up, is going to be Scorpio and Taurus energy. Sorry. So that's like 3 days from now. So you'll be feeling that energy. And that kind of energy. The Scorpio energy is about transformation and change and really wanting to embrace the new. So it's right up your alley. That full moon energy, though, Taurus is opposite the wheel from Scorpio. And that Taurus energy is very much about wanting things to remain kind of the same. Like about my own possessions matter. It matters if I feel like I'm secure. And Scorpio energy wants to just like, who cares? let's blow it up and see what happens, and then let's put it back together and maybe we can make it better. And Taurus is like, no, I don't think so. So there's a little bit of back and forth that way from that this moon coming up on May 1st. And the energy, we do feel 3 days before and 3 days after. This energy does talk about celebration, but these people are not looking at each other. So quite often I feel like this energy is about celebrating something that's happened or an event that's happened. In many cultures, when you toast someone, if you don't look them in the eye, they have suspicions, particularly in Europe, that it causes 7 years bad luck in your romantic love life. So people freak out if you don't look them in the eye when they toast. And so this kind of energy, I like to keep it here and just see what's happening with this energy. Sometimes it can be like gossip, slander, that type of energy, and sometimes it can even represent like third-party energy, that type of energy. So we'll see. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt that we're celebrating something that's awesome. But with this energy here, we got to keep this in mind. Something's definitely bothering you. This is actually in your communication from early life. So you may have said when you were younger, maybe you came from a family that maybe didn't have the lifestyle that you would like to live, or maybe that your friends were enjoying and you weren't. And you were kind of like, when I grow up, I'm going to have lots of money. And so this is something that you've always wanted. And it looks like you're going to you're highly favored to get there as long as you stay on your destined path. If you don't stay on your destined path, then it will be a lot more challenging. So this energy here is talking about your emotional foundation. And with this card here, like this can talk about, feeling depressed and down, like within. And it also could be like definitely feeling that people that maybe are in your inner circle, you are suspicious of them for some reason. And usually when your intuition is telling you something like that, you need to pay attention to it. Something's bothering you regarding this energy here. All right, and then we have the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands energy is about your creativity, romance, and children position, which is awesome. Like, so the Queen of Wands is considered to be very sexy and natural beauty. She's holding this sunflower, and this is talking about her creativity and that she's a very naturally happy person. That's a natural disposition. So this energy is also talking about the element is the element of fire. And the wand is made of wood. Wood feeds fire. This is talking about having passion in the actions that you take. Also, she's got this little black cat, so she doesn't believe in superstition. So maybe this energy doesn't affect you in the way it would, like someone, you know, that believes in superstitions. But still, having said that, it can be very disconcerting to other people. So this energy is talking about wanting to follow, like being really creative. And the veil behind here is representing the veil, the thin veil between the spiritual and the physical world, and being able to use your intuition as well as your logic. The sword energy actually is a double-edged sword, and you need to be able to use your logic and your intuition to have creative solutions. The Queen of Wands has mastered that 100%. She is happy because she doesn't have she doesn't worry about you know, superstitions and energy like that, because she knows that she can find a creative solution to any problem if she goes inward and listens to her intuition and applies logic to that. Now we have in your daily routine and habits, we have the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles quite often talks about someone who's very busy. This is about multitasking, which is a very good skill to have. Having said that, you can get, you know, we have a small wave and it's progressively getting larger and the ship is getting bigger. And so sometimes this can talk about being busy and then ending up being busy to be busy and it gaining momentum, and before you know it, you're always busy, and so you never you're adding more and more to your plate. And so this energy sometimes, because it's pentacles, can be talking a lot about juggling your lifestyle. And you know, this can be like maybe having working 2 jobs, or your the energy of your home life as opposed to your business life. This can represent maybe you're going to school and you're paying for school by working at the same time. And what this is saying is you know, when you're multitasking, it's a good skill to have, but you want to be careful that you're not multitasking to the point where you have more quantity than quality, because then you could end up having to do things twice, and then it defeats the purpose. And this is also saying juggle your options, but never juggle your morals. All right. And like really the energy for, in particular for you, has been really astrologically demanding. Sometimes astrological influences don't play a huge role in, you know, in our energy, but for sure you are feeling this all these planets having moved in. Some astrologers are saying that, they're saying, depending on which one you listen to, that this is likely not to happen again for another 500 to 800 years. So it was a lot of energy, and it's about new energy coming in and wanting to embrace that new energy. On April 24th, Venus also moved into Gemini. Into Gemini energy, and this kind of gives us a desire for curiosity of the new energy. Gemini energy is very quick-witted, and so it's talking about maybe you've been feeling like, oh, I want to take up a new hobby, or I want to learn about this or that. This energy, if you're not in the mood for it, it can be kind of fickle energy, like, oh, you're all excited about starting something new, and then maybe a week later you're like, not for me, I don't feel like doing it. And on May the 16th is we will have the new moon, and that will be in Taurus, but I will address that later. But the biggest influence here now that is coming in would be on May 6th. Pluto is going to go retrograde, and it will be retrograde in Aquarius until October the 15th, basically. And sometimes it can cause a bit of confusion about, you know, and magnifying problems rather than the solutions. And it can also, but it's really a great time to get in your power. And if you're considering doing like making a big move, the energy of the Pluto being retrograde in Aquarius is about research. Like, so before you do anything, like if it's going to have, you know, it's a change that you want to make that's significant, make sure you do your research, and that should empower you. Okay, so we're going to begin the external forces. And the external forces, we have this cup of love coming in. And so the King of Cups is one of 4 kings in the minor arcana. And now this is an external force. So I feel like this is saying you might have your eye on someone, and someone also has their eye on you, and it may not be the same person, but the King of Cups is coming from external forces. External forces, you're not asking what if, now you're asking what the EF. So what if? This is talking what happened, you know, or what's happening here. And so the King of Cups is the most emotionally available of all the kings. He's stable. Like when he offers a cup of love, he is most likely to come through. He is sitting out in the middle of these chaotic waters right now. And chaotic water in tarot can represent chaos in your life and sometimes volatile emotions. So he is waiting for the opportune time. He's got his right foot forward. He's ready to make a move at a moment's notice. But when he feels that it's the most opportune time, that's when he will step forward and offer his cup of love. So this could be someone that has their eye on you. And maybe they've contacted you already, and you've set up a date or that type of energy. Or it could be someone that you already are dating, and he's wanting to take the commitment to a higher level. Possibly a marriage proposal energy like that. And then we have, because he sees you as his empress. And remember, the kings, all the figures in tarot can be, they're not gender specific. So the king could be a woman in her masculine energy, and the empress could be a male in his feminine. Just to remind you of that. But generally, okay, the empress energy is talking about having the qualities of all 4 queens rolled into one person. You become an empress by going through different shift in your life and having a lot of life experience and managing to maintain a good attitude and stay on your path. So the empress energy is all about manifestation, like being able to really, she's like a generator of energy. A lot of people consider her to be pregnant with possibility. She's so fertile. Now, sometimes this card can represent an actual pregnancy. So if you're not planning to, not wanting to be pregnant at this time, make sure that you take care of that for yourself. Also, this is the wheat that she's growing at her feet. This represents an energy of how she goes about manifesting. She makes sure she makes plans, puts them in order, and then waves her magic wand and says, okay, you take care of it, nature or universe, it's up to you. And she doesn't worry about it. So if she's going to plant wheat, she is going to decide, okay, which field am I going to plant it in? She's going to check the soil. Do I need to amend it? Does it need fertilizing? What needs to be done? She's going to make sure all the larger stones and rocks are picked, so that the seeding and harvesting equipment doesn't get damaged from them. And then she's going to wait until the perfect day, you know, a time frame to plant, the most opportune time. And then once that's done, she's going to say, okay, nature, do your thing. And she's an organic farmer, so she doesn't spray. And she allows nature to do its thing. And so this is talking about, actually this is in your commitment partnerships and also in spouse, in marriage. So it can be indicating that this is like maybe a proposal coming towards you. This king sees you as his empress. And we have, and if this is not about love for you, if you already have a partner, it can be talking about like a resurgence of passion in the relationship, or this could be in business, like something you love to do or be, someone coming in and a partner or someone, a backer, that type of energy that really upgrades that energy for you. And then we have, okay, so we have the 8 of Pentacles. Out of all the Pentacle cards, this is the only one where the person is actually pounding out coin. So this is literally making money. So this is talking about someone that is coming in, like this energy is coming towards you, of someone who is busy making money. And so this can be starting a project, and you're on the they're on the second coin and they have 6 to go, or they've already worked on 6 coin, they're on the 7th and they only have 1 more to go. And this is in your position of transition. So we'll see what that's about when we clarify. Let's see if we can find out more information about that. Could say that the king's been hard at work and is almost, completing a project. And then that's why he's been holding back on maybe making this offer of asking you out or taking you on, whatever this offer is. And this card, reconciliation, is talking about possibly this can be someone from your past. Now, let's look into this a little bit more, because this card has quite a few illusions in it. This reconciliation would imply that to reconcile, that there needs to be forgiveness first, or an apology of some kind. So there could be that energy here. You can forgive someone without reconciling with them. Like you could forgive someone and not even tell them. Forgiveness is for yourself because it clears the energy for you to move on to a different energy. It clears your, your own energetic field. And so this energy is talking about the, I just want to say, if you're, the building is shaking a little bit because I've got heavy construction outside. They're building a large building here, and there's a tower, a couple towers there. So if the camera's shaking a little bit, that's coming from outside energy, and there's not much I can do about it at this moment. But because I'm checking and it's not leaning on my table or anything, so I apologize for that, or any noise. I do have my noise canceling mic, so hopefully that energy is going to stop, because I'm just noticing, wow, that the camera is shaking a little bit here. So that might be something shaky in your past is coming up. This card is talking about this energy of going back to the past, possibly someone from your past wanting to come in. This can sometimes represent reconciliation of something that has happened in your childhood. And so this energy, when you first look at this card, it looks like 2 children are playing with these potted plants, and there's someone watching over them, and they're playing in a yard. But when you look at it again, you realize, wait a minute, that's a gnome, and this is a woman. And this little woman energy is, has a white mitt on, saying she doesn't want to get her hands dirty. She doesn't want the flowers. When you look at her from this angle, she looks like an old hag. And when you look at her from this angle, she looks young. So this is talking about the energy of, the old hag has a lot of life experience, and she knows, I don't want those stupid flowers, and they're not even his to give away. And so she's like, let's get out of here. And no explanation. And the younger woman doesn't want the flowers either, but she's people-pleasing, so she's being nice about it. She's explaining herself why they don't want them. This is talking about, are you going to be, if people come in from the past in your life that have put you in this position, are you still going to be people-pleasing with them? Because if you are, then you're going to end up being in an energy of repeating a cycle here. And so these cups also, these flowers in tarot, when there's white flowers, it represents innocence. But this is not really an innocent flower. This is from the nightshade family. It's Datra. And Datra is also known as Devil's Trumpet. It's a beautiful plant. It blooms at night. And it is, like in the morning you'll wake up and there'll be double the flowers that there was the day before. So it's beautiful in that way, but it's highly toxic. So if children or pets were to ingest this, it could make them really sick. You wouldn't let children play with this plant. And so it's kind of like not as innocent as it looks. And sometimes shamans actually use this Datra in in their ceremonies to create visions to empower people to heal from childhood wounds. So also, this person in the background that looks like they were watching over them is actually someone walking away down the path here. So this whole thing is about illusion, and this can represent that possibly there's some illusions in your childhood that you're unaware of, or someone coming in from the past that's in this energy of wanting to be in your energy again. If they've left you like this, you may want to reconsider. So this is talking about, that would be up to you, use your intuition. People have a tendency to show you who they are the first time around. So, just be aware of that. And this is in the position of your higher learning. And then we have the Hierophant. Look at that. The Hierophant does show up here. So there is some sort of justice coming in for you. This is saying that whatever happened to you was not just, it wasn't coming from you internally all the way. It could be from outside of you. That there was actually people that were, sometimes we can get into an energy where, we think everybody's against us because things aren't going well, or we have an argument in our family or something like that. But this is saying there actually was outside involvement here. And the Hierophant, and it's talking about the end of this cycle here. So the Hierophant has his hand in the form of a blessing. So when he's responsible for bringing justice in from the spiritual realm, and then that comes down into the physical. So this energy is, wow, I hope that you can hear me. It's really loud out there. It's like, I'm wondering, what are they doing out there that my building is shaking? All right, there's a lot of heavy machinery out there. So the Hierophant is literally like a religious figure. And so it represents, if you're a religious person, it would be the top leaders of your church, the Pope, the Bishop, the cardinals, that type of energy, gurus that you look up to. This can represent anyone like the leaders of the religion you're in. And then if you're more on the spiritual side, this would represent God himself and you connecting to God and to source energy through meditation and prayer. And then that energy is brought down into the physical realm, which is about energy around the legal systems and legalities in the third dimensional. So law and order in the 3D. And that is in your career and reputation. So this energy here is it's right across from here. And I feel like there's been some sort of energy around that. And it has to do with some pentacles here, because this is the reward that's meant for you. And perhaps, I don't know, you might be getting a promotion, or maybe you're, you are an entrepreneur and you have a business and your business goes viral and there's word spreading around that. So it's that type of energy. And then we have, the Eight of Wands represents action. And this is actions you or others have taken that have been launched already, and they're about to land. If you think about the Sagittarian energy, the centaur, who has the bow and arrow, and he shoots his arrows into the sky and they land on target. Tung, 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 tung. This is saying whatever energy, there's some energy that's being directed your way at this time, and it's coming from external forces. And so this could be like a promotion coming your way, that type of energy, because you've been hard at work. Or it could be the opposite energy if it's involving like some sort of sabotage. But there's justice coming in. The one thing that's happening right now that a lot of people, pretty much everybody on the planet is going to be affected by, is Uranus is moving into the sign of Gemini, or just did on the 25th of April. And Uranus in Gemini, the last time we had Uranus in Gemini was in 1941 to 1949. And that was during World War II energy, like the cleanup of that, and what the aftermath. And that's kind of what we're, like that's the energy that we're in again right now. And the main thing about this energy is it brings out the truth. And we're seeing that happening a lot around the world right now. So the truth of their actions is being seen, is going to be seen clearly. And the Hierophant is here to make sure that you get justice for any actions that anyone has taken that would put you in this position. And this could imply that it could be possible, it could be family involved, because this is talking about your childhood, and it could be people from your past, their energy coming back in or continuing to come in to try to ruin your career and reputation. But this is in blessings. So whatever they're doing is going to be canceled out by the Hierophant. They're going to receive justice for that. And all this beautiful new energy that God is promising you is coming through you. Yes, that's the way we want to see it. And look at this. This is talking about, the Four of Wands is talking about marriage, commitment, and partnerships. So this is talking about the beginning of fulfillment. I do feel that there is someone that has their eye on you, and they see you as their empress, and they want to marry you. This is like a proposal. This is the marriage card. And so they could be in that energy, and they're just waiting for the opportune time. They might be very hard at work on a project right now. So this is talking about, this would be new energy coming in. And this is talking about, you know, if it is someone from your past that is offering this, I'd be very careful, you know, about if they had any involvement in this. This is not, you do not want to repeat this energy, because there's someone new coming in that wants to give this to you. And maybe people from your past are aware of this because they know of this person, and they don't want this to happen, because then you'll be your energy will be upgraded. So this is talking about, you know, you have the down payment for the castle, but you still have to make the mortgage payments. You have met the person, the question has popped, and the answer was yes. You're working on the wedding, and now you need to put the energy into the relationship to make it viable and happy. Awesome energy, Aries. So basically this is saying the truth, like the truth is going to rule. Uranus is going to be in Gemini for till 2033. And we're already seeing, like, it's only been since April 25th that Uranus has been in Gemini, and we're already, like, Uranus is determined. In Gemini, Gemini energy is very quick-witted and can go in many directions at once and be very adaptable and really enjoy this energy. And it that energy wants the truth to come out. So if you're on the right side of the truth, the justice coming in is going to elevate your position. Also, I want to point out that this card sometimes can represent conception. Like, again, we have this pregnancy energy. So if you don't want to get pregnant, you're very fertile at this time, make sure that you take care of it. All right, and we're going to clarify now for those that, if you're leaving the reading here, thank you so much for your time and energy. Give it a like and comment if you feel you receive value from it. I would really appreciate that. It helps me to build my channel. Consider subscribing. You're more than welcome. Now we're going to clarify with my oracle, Tales from the Vector. I started this back in 2007, and in 2020 I completed the 64th painting, and I've had it out and about at when I used to teach seminars, and then I also had it at psychic fairs for about 4 years and played with it, but I didn't have all the paintings done back then, and now I do. So I'm getting ready to bring it out, but I want to play with it a little bit. You can go to my website, talesfromthevector.com, if you're interested in seeing what the paintings are. It's from the Intergalactic Federation of Light, and it is talking about the energy of dragons. There's about 30 of the paintings are 3 foot by 4 foot paintings with a lot of detail. Each of the dragons is from a different part of the world or the universe. And I've had a lot of fun with it, but I do have information there. I'll put all the information in the box below, in the description box for the video, and also I'll list the cards in the order they appear here, so that you can know which paintings to look for if you're interested in that. All right, they say a picture paints 1,000 words, so sometimes it can give further clarity. All right, we have justice coming in. So we have that being clarified. And we have use your third eye, use your intuition. So remember, these swords are double-edged. And so you want to make sure you're using your logic and your intuition to have creative solutions to the problems caused by this. Also, watch your inner talk, because this sometimes can represent having some sabotage from inside of yourself, and maybe being harsh with your words on yourself with this energy here. Now, the judgment, unfettered, is the judgment of God basically coming through from the spiritual realm. This dragon actually is a beautiful pink and green dragon. She appears twice in the major arcana or of this deck. I call them the maestros. And this is talking about the heart energy and having an unfettered heart through forgiveness and doing that inner work. And God is judging that you deserve this reward. You've been on your destined path here. This is a reward for following your North Star and staying on course even when times get really tough. And it would have been sometimes maybe easier to take a route that was not on the up and up. Destruction, progress in motion. So this is, I feel like this energy, perhaps in the past, you've had a relationship that was fishy. And, it stunk a little because of, if you leave a fish out of water for too long, that it can really actually start to smell. And so this destruction energy, though, is also in the sign of, like, this is in the house of Taurus, and that energy was opposing opposing the moon coming up on the 1st of May. And so it's that desire to hang on to what you have. Your physical matter matters to Taurus energy a lot, and also their own values, as opposed to Scorpio saying, no, let's blow it up and see what happens, And it's kind of like, for you, that would not feel like progress, but for this energy, it would. And the Hierophant is the traditional structure, and I already explained that, but it's coming in again and saying that you are destined to have a beautiful lifestyle and be affluent and, have energy flowing. And this is confirming that the Hierophant is coming in to make sure that happens. Disruption. What's fun for some is not fun for everyone. I feel this is talking about a past relationship. This one, maybe more than one. So this disruption is like, if someone's having, an affair, and it's probably fun for them and the other person, but not so much fun for you. And there's gossip and slander. And the hard part about that is sometimes what happens is, the people that you thought were close to you, you find out that they knew about it and they didn't tell you. Or it can represent an energy also of someone who is close to you actually being the one who's having the affair. And so the moon energy is talking about reckless abandon, W-R-E-C-K. Discipline of the mind is actually freedom. So when you discipline your mind and you take strong actions, with creative solutions, you're using your intuition is your intuition is more sharp during the moon cycles of the new moon and the full moon. So take advantage of that energy to move forward. And really be aware that the energy coming in with that Uranus energy and with the energy of all those signs having been in the Aries energy, this is about new energy. And this is an ace, and that's emphasizing that. And then we have the Lovers, and this is talking about your daily routine, habits, and that. So this person coming in to offer this cup of love is going to make a big change in that. And that would be, of course, if you say yes to a proposal of marriage, it definitely is going to change your, the rhythm of your days. And then we have the Battle Star. This is having the courage to move forward and, be able to accept an offer of love when you maybe have been feeling in this, you've been sabotaged by a lot of people that are close to you. And, that energy can be really challenging to overcome. But it's saying, if you have the Battle Star energy is talking about making sure you breathe. And that may sound funny. Well, Colette, of course, I'm alive. I'm going to breathe. And, but it's not talking about just breathing. It's about meditation and breathing deep and breathing through your nose. When you breathe through your nose, it actually brings more oxygen into your system and to your brain to calm it down. We have the Sagittarius energy coming in. That's in partnerships, commitment, and in marriage. I want to point out that when horoscope signs show up for my readings, I am not talking about a specific individual. I'm talking about the sign of Sagittarius here, the energy, the state of being of that sign. And Sagittarius loves world travel, adventure, new adventures, like going on this new adventure of marriage possibly. And remember this pregnancy, this is a very Sagittarius thing. So now you might be saying, no, this is a Sagittarius, Colette. And that might be true for you because my readings can be very accurate. But I also want you to know that's not my intention. My intention is for all of us. We all have a little bit of every sign in us. Maybe not all of them, but most of them. And you can find that out if you get your birth chart done. And this is talking about expansion of wanting to expand, make a family, get married, expand your business if it's more about business, that type of energy. And also, it's very interesting, but this is about the cosmic heart over here. And actually, the constellation of Sagittarius has a black hole in it that a lot of people consider that energy is actually like the heart of the Milky Way. So it's the cosmic heart, energy bringing in justice. That's the universe has your back for sure. And then we have anger. You may have been feeling angry about this situation. Just be aware that anger is the gift that keeps on giving. And Aries energy can be really rammy, as I said. So be aware that, staying in anger is it's an acidic energy. A lot of people motivate themselves through anger, but it can be passed down from generation to generation. So it could be you were raised by angry people, and then that anger gets passed down to you, and then you pass it down to your children. So just recognize that there's such a thing as righteous anger. And then once it's, you move through that, it's better to open your heart up to love and let the anger go. And then we have foolhardy. This is saying that anticipate a foolhardy journey once this energy is shifting. Make sure if this is someone from your past, you be very careful with that because this is about new energy. That would be up to you. You have to use your intuition. This is talking about there could have been a blind spot that you just couldn't see. It's quite common. We have them in our eyes where there's some pixels that are blurry, but if it's not in an important part of the eye, we don't notice that in the same way. So this is talking about maybe you had a blind spot, and I've come to the conclusion from doing all these readings that love is blind for sure. So this is saying make sure that you do your research and that who you are saying yes to when you propose. Do your background checks if you need to. Abuse of power. This energy, I feel like there's been some people that have been directing their energy to you to put you in this position for whatever reason that is. and you have to, this is a karmic space, and so you have being aware of that. This is in blessings, that as much as they're doing that, when this justice comes in, whatever they wished for you is going to hit them 100-fold. Bang, and it's going to hit all at once, and they're going to feel it. It's going to be like, wow. Don't ever, this is God saying, like at this point, this is not an energy that God is wanting to shower you with blessings, and they're trying to block that. God's going to show them who's powerful and who's not. And then this energy here is talking about the Taurus energy. So again, this isn't necessarily, I feel like this Taurus energy is coming in because of the full moon being across from Scorpio. And the opposing sign always feels that energy as much. And so this is about you. I feel this is saying that you want to feel safe in any relationship you're in. You want to know that you know, your partner cares about your safety as well. So that's the energy, and it's confirming that energy, and it's also confirming this full moon, the energy about maybe having a conversation about that, you know, and making sure or looking into that. It's always smart to do your research. All right, this has been an awesome reading for you, Aries. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Give it a like and comment if you have. I apologize for any of the shaking. I think it's easing down a little bit now. I hope so. And I will be back with another reading for you soon. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy. Bye for now, Aries.